felt her touch on my skin, and I swear she was right there. She was right there. I felt her lips on mine like in real time, but she was only in my mind, and I swear. Entitled, Open Letter to the Bronx Middle Class. I'm so tired of these corporate schemes, these so-called American dreams, built upon smoke, mirrors, and contradiction. So can someone please explain to me that if Rikers is in Queens, then why does the Bronx have jurisdiction? Because inmate on inmate crime still falls through a jury selection process that's also very thorough. But if those accused are to be judged by their so-called equals or their peers, then what does that say about the people that reside in my borough? Your armor is only strong until you discover the hidden chinks. Just like an army is only as strong as its weakest links.
If I return, there isn't a day that is not in my mind. Death just walking beside me all the time. Once I walk out that door, still feeling your kiss, I know when you go to school, it's daddy you miss. I'm not guaranteed to come back home. It's not that I don't want to return. The streets can be very strong. It can devour your father, leaving you an orphan, making your life a little harder. You have made my life complete. Everything I do in life is for my princess, my beautiful baby. The one whose first words in the morning are, Daddy. No matter how bad it is, she makes me smile, therefore I'm happy.
This page lost its virginity to these words. To give birth to the sounds I hope your ears can hear, young men. Slanging on the corner will only get you slain to meet the coroner. And all that slang you talk is even cornier. You are slaving to your corpses and holding down pavements for payments that only give you court visits with officers. You lack the patience required when you try to be creative. Little do you know, through the forks in your road, they already have a plate for you. They wait for you as you placate to the expectations they place on your place in society, because they already think minority boys will always be minor league, never major. Unless, of course, they convince you to become major, or unless, of course, you major in a subject that will still keep you waging for green waivers you think will somehow give you a way to be yourself before you waste away, because you are defending a territory that will tear your story into nothing more than another young man who never crossed the finish line. But somewhere over the rainbow, I wrote this one for the colored boys who have considered suicide, because it seems that our hardworking black men are invisible to everyone except the police, and since they are afraid to engage you, they'll just cage you. But then who's left to cradle the hearts of these little girls? Because we've got videos going viral, spreading faster than STDs, of little girls on their knees sucking away their innocence in a pair of Skechers. You know, I wonder if you swallowed your pride, would it travel down the same pipe as the semen you've guzzled, or if it's lost amidst the dreams you had as a little girl of becoming the first female president. But don't be ashamed, because you are not the only one going down. You see, this world has been going downhill since they allowed them to take God out of schools and bring guns in. Sam Cooke got it wrong when he said a change was going to come, because we have to go get that shit. Young man, this world won't always be as warm as the womb, but remember where you come from, because that will lead you to where you belong. Remember, we are told mistakes by our elders, painful memories Daddy don't want for me. How dare they forget once dancing in our place, liquor burning, bodies writhing, soft whispers, loud moaning. To be young is to be free. The land of the youth, the land of the youth. We are living in the land of the youth. It's an old man's utopia he can only wish to see again. Utopia, the escape we hungrily embrace as the rush makes its way from the nostrils straight to the sky, past that spliff so I can keep this high. It is
Abuelita, Mamacita. What would she do? What would she say if she could hear and see today? Abuelita, African and Boricua, raised on Arawak land, occupied and captured by the Spanish crown. A black woman with Taino blood, speaking a foreign tongue, but never losing her own, never forgetting
getting her home. From the sacred hills of Yukahu to the African Kimbamba, both tattooed in her heart and soul. Born from the womb of a slave, surviving through hell, Mama Gita never forgot the struggle, the pain, the whips and the chains. Never forgot that freedom is not free and that we would always be one small step away from slavery.
This one is called The Fuel to the Fire. The fuel to the fire of an argument that went sour, threats of promises to be kept. Forgetting the moment when we first met, our relationship was filled with so much hope. Now, I can only hope for change. Years of the same cadence is evident. Words displayed out his mouth as he shouts his daily verbal abuse. Misused, I love yous fill the air. My heart no longer beating for joy. Stress written all over my face. I must face these demons. Destroy the empty promises of tomorrow, for I may not see tomorrow. I'm gonna stand up and fight back. My lack of knowledge of a healthy relationship is no longer an issue. Fuck all his I miss yous every time he leaves to ensure his spring flings.
All aboard the massive subway system of New York City, where the melting pot of creationistic evolution is bubbling and boiling and ready to spill over on all those who seek to sneak a taste and careful not to waste, but do make haste because there's about 40,000 of us running late to that next gate of hell. Ride away your way to release, paying exorbitant fees to obtain that American dream of debt and regrets because you can't forget how it is back home. Asleep, riding in the opposite direction, diving headfirst into that plantation, hoping to make it rich quick with these scratch-offs and daily pick lotto tickets to change your situation. Tripping over each other to give to corporations, like congregations paying tithes to snake oil salesmen, praying for songs of redemption from this capitalistic industry, which sells human decency for mere earned pennies to be redeemed at the arcade of material things.